Namaste, salam, guten tag, buongiorno, hola, and welcome back to your favorite NBA podcast in an Indian accent. The Ball is Bay NBA podcast. It's been quite a break, and what a break it has been. Between the NBA India games happening in Amchi, Mumbai, and some dude named Larry getting a standing ovation at a preseason game, all our NBA virginities were taken away. And it felt just as short as when the real thing left me, while leaving me just as out of breath. Moving away from my cobweb nether regions, thank you for joining me, Ashwin, on your favorite Ball is Bay NBA podcast as we swim, slide, canter into season 3, which is 2 more seasons than any of us thought possible. Our ambitions were always modest, but our minds did push up on us during all those tough times. Speaking of push-ups, I've got with me, as always, co-host Basketball Raja, winner of the Employee of the Decade at the company he himself founded, Mr. Modesty himself, and lean, mean Vineet Devaya. Vineet, what's up at your end, brother? I'd almost forgotten what you look like.
Oh my God, that was a good one. The push-up stuff. That was a good one. Good surprise. I didn't see that coming. Yeah, so
Definitely. I did not send you this intro.
you did not send me the intro, so I didn't see the push-up thing coming. But it's been good. I'm in a small village in Germany, very close to the great Dirk Nowitzki's hometown, and I could see some houses that had Dirk as the name, and I was just very excited about it. I thought it was Dirk Nowitzki, but it was Dirk something else. But still, it was Dirk. Close enough. And
Close enough.
yeah, so I think I'm in this place called Remagen, which is close to Bonn. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm excited for our season 3. We have some great ideas and what you would call as ambitions. Innovative ambitions.
Yes, let's go with that.
Yes, innovative ambitions with what we want to do more than podcasting. So we shall see how it goes throughout the season.
We will see, and you guys will hear how it goes.
Yes.
So keep your ears peeled, or whatever they do with
Don't
ears.
peel your
What do they
ears.
do with
Don't
ears?
peel your ears. Just
Don't peel your ears.
hear intently.
Yes, that's the word.
Speaking of intently, how was your NBA India game experience? Your first live? I think this is your first. Is this your first live basketball game?
This is my first view of an NBA game, like an actual NBA game with actual NBA players, with actual NBA officials, with actual NBA cheerleaders, with actual NBA trampoline jumping people, actual NBA mascots, actual NBA owners. It was such an amazing time, and I can't believe that I got to see all these people in India. Like, if I'd done well in life, maybe I could have seen them in America, but that didn't happen. So it was so unbelievable. I mean, those players were like right there when they walked on the stage. I was lucky enough to get a pass because of this amazing podcast, the media pass. I was sitting right behind the baskets, and like, best seat of the house. I forgot for like the first entire game that I was part of the media and I was supposed to be documenting the event.
Yes.
I just got
I know, because I was like, are you at the game? Where are there no posts? Why is Instagram not popping? And then you were like, I just got caught up with the game.
I mean, I could not blame myself, and I hope our audience is also nice enough to not blame me. I mean, it was crazy. Like, you've been to a game, right? Like, your experience at being at your first game. Your first game was a New York Knicks versus Spurs game? No, that's not true.
My first game was a Dallas Mavericks versus Golden State Warriors game. This is pre. Well, I mean, it had Steph Curry, but it was pre-Steph Curry. Pre-Curry.
Pre-Splash Brothers.
No. Pre-Splash Brothers. This was when Monta Ellis and all those guys, yeah.
Yeah, Monta Ellis and the crew.
No, it was a pretty good game. And then
it was okay.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. But Dirk scored like 30 on them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Calm down, please. Let me talk about this.
Talk about NBA.
NBA India games, NBA in my backyard, all that jazz.
All the hashtags.
They lit up the gateway of India for some reason. I did not understand. It was a nice experience. It was a nice show.
Speak good things about NBA India. Don't forget.
Not NBA India. I was talking about the games. Yes, NBA India is our boss,
Our boss.
our great Gotham Sheth. Thanks to him for like organizing such a seamless event. I mean, everything went off smoothly. It did not feel like the game was happening in India. To be very honest, no offense to all my Indian brothers and sisters, but we are not the most adept at keeping time. The game started at time. The press conference started at time. Everything was done at time,
Except for
uh, except for me being there. which was a little late, but it's all right. It's all right.
you were late by a day
We
and a half, huh?
I was late. I was late for the media day by completely missing it out completely. But you
Yeah.
gotta feed the stomach. Gotta buy the recorders for our podcast. So gotta go and punch in at the office. But it's all right. I mean, speaking of the
Lessons
game,
learned.
lessons learned definitely. It won't happen again. I mean, the game will happen again. My behavior won't happen again.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, let me just get through the. I mean, it's a preseason game, but the way that they played, the way they were diving on the boards, the way they were rebounding with intensity, they were blocking shots and like doing all the things that you would not expect to happen in a preseason game. Like I thought it'll be like I actually told. I think I was discussing it with Karan of Hoop Darshan fame. I was telling him that, in my opinion, I think the Sacramento Kings will win the first game, and then the Indiana Pacers will win the second game. Both team will be happy. But oh my God, the Pacers did not relent at all. Like in the first game, they were down by a lot, and that after the first half, they came back, beat the Kings, and then second game they did not give up at all. They blew them out of the park. It was so nice to see that they did not treat this game like like hota hai, I don't give much of a shit about this and go. The first game, like my first buzzer beater,
Yeah.
saw an NBA buzzer beater, first overtime game. What a crazy experience! And
Nice.
then got to ask questions to the
Yeah,
thing.
you asked some very good. I have to say this. I was looking at the press conference, and I think the only time they smiled was when you asked the question because they were so happy with your question and the way you phrased it.
Uh,
So good job on that. I think
Thank you very much.
you have a
Yes,
good
thank you. I'm taking a
future.
bow.
Yeah,
Yes,
good future
in
as a.
asking questions.
Yeah. I mean, I think you asked a good question, and you asked it really well. So that's very good.
I mean, I was looking at it in
Were
the
your
end. I
parent,
was like,
was your mom happy to see you on national television?
she was like, you should have shaved and gone. I was like, mom, come on.
Typical
That's how
mom.
moms are.
Yeah.
That's how moms are. Anyway, so and the second game was nice, but the highlight of that evening was they managed to get Larry Bird to stand up. We had enough people screaming Larry, 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 and I swear to God, my I have the same like goosebumps when I'm recalling that incident as I had when that incident happened in front of me. I mean, imagine Larry Bird, like arguably one of the top 10 players of all time. I mean,
Yes, yes.
you could argue, but
Yeah, you
yeah,
could.
I mean, top
It's
10 players of
yeah,
all
top
time.
10. Top 12.
It's fine. Oh my God, what is this top 12? Top 10.
I'm just saying like in top 12, 100% he's in the top 12. But there is some people
Okay,
who could
fine.
put him out of the top 12. That's all I'm saying.
Those people are not invited to this podcast.
Those people are the Kobe fans.
Anyway, so he was on. They showed Larry Bird and they tried to move on to a different celebrity and all. They tried to move on to Priyanka Chopra, but like people were like absolutely hells to the nose.
Oh my
They were like
God.
Larry. Everybody in that audience. Okay, they were all paid people. The entire that the
You're
the
saying they were
nosebleed
paid to
rows.
cheer for Larry.
No, they paid and got to the stadium. They paid $4,500 of their money to come to the stadium, watch the game, and they all started screaming in unison, "Larry, Larry!" Like even I lost my composure, which I was not there much to begin with. But
Yeah.
I was like, "Larry, Larry!" Me and Jonathan were just, sitting next to each other. My basketball baba.
Oh,
We were all like, "Oh my God, this Larry, Larry!" We were all screaming, "Larry, Larry!" And Larry was forced to stand up. He was like, "Oh my God, I don't want to do this." And then he stood up. He waved to the audience, and yet the crowd was still like going like
wow, that's
Larry,
great.
Larry. That's
You know,
great.
it would have been.
I don't think he ever expected that people in India would know what he did 30 years ago.
Yeah, that is true.
Like
Even
it,
I'm surprised that people in India know what he did 30 years ago.
and so many people. Yeah,
That's great.
that
I
was.
mean, he is one of
I
those
mean,
guys.
especially the people who. Hmm.
No, no, carry
I'm
on.
saying especially the people who, are fans, not the people who came there because they know someone famous or they know someone influential,
Yeah, yeah, that's
like
true.
the actual fans. Yeah.
Yeah. Not certain people who came in for free and then didn't like show up on
Wha-
time. Who are those people?
Those people would not be on this podcast. Those are insults, and not talk about them.
So who all did you meet on the in the did you meet any of our Twitter friends
I
and
met some of
frenemies?
my frenemies. Yes,
Frenemies.
I did meet all our former guests on the podcast. I met Jonathan Rigo. Like I said, I met Karan Madhok. I met our very good friend Akshay Manwani.
Oh, you met
He was
Akshay
the
Manwani.
yeah, he was the commentator he was the Hindi commentator there. That dude was like in prime position seat. I really wanted to choke him and then sit on that seat and then speak in my broken Hindi, of course, and then get fired. But that is I was so jealous of the fact that like he was sitting right there courtside and
How
being
far were
part
you?
of the
How far
action.
was the media seats?
Media seat was right behind the bucket on it was on the Indiana side for the game, behind the basket.
What is Indiana side of that game? Don't they like switch?
No, they don't
Oh, the
switch. The team
benches.
switch.
Yeah, the
The
benches.
benches. I'm talking about
Okay.
the Indiana bench. Yeah,
Okay. Was
we
it
were sitting there. There was two sections, like a left section and a right section for the media. And
okay.
most of the media, they were just sitting and writing, trying to write articles. And this media, I'm pointing at myself. This media was just like, "Oh my God, what a basket! Oh!" And this one guy from, I think he was the Hindu or something. He's like, "Bro, can you please shut up? Like I'm trying to write an article." I'm like, "Bro, I'm trying to watch a game. Please, you like put on earphones or something."
Oh
And
my
don't
God.
try to be too professional. That was my mistake. I should not have said that.
Did you tell him don't be too professional?
I know I didn't say that. That's me in retrospect.
In
I should have told him
retrospect.
that though.
Oh.
I mean, he wasn't. I was reading through his article. It was not very good. I mean, you could have written that in like. I mean, he was writing some, a starry-eyed ceremony and all that nonsense. I mean, that's such cliche. लिखने के लिए, why do you need
So much
like
attention.
yeah, whoa,
Uh,
there's a beautiful game going on there.
yeah. Right that
and,
is
and and they got the NBA referees. Like I recognize the NBA referees. They got the entire crew, man. Like it was
nice.
so well done. Like I'm telling you, it was really, really well done. We were told off by a professional usher who's like, next time I'm not gonna tell you to not walk here. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Do you know who I am?
Oh,
He's like, this is the NBA. Very impressed. Even though
very
he
good.
told me off, I was like very impressed by that.
But so you were not allowed to go on the this thing,
No, no, no,
on the
no, no, no.
court. Really?
That celebrity area, you were not allowed to go when the match was happening or something like that. I went later, sneaked a few photos and all, just for memory's sake. But I mean,
Ah.
it's all up here,
So you didn't meet
so it's not gonna.
all the B-list celebrities that were there to
No, no.
promote the game.
What would I do meeting Ran Vijay and Bhuvan Bam and all? Like you've already met them, so
Yeah, I already met them, and they're already
yeah,
a guest on our podcast. And I was not referring to them as
definitely.
B-list in case they're listening to our
Okay,
podcast.
of course they are.
They're
Yeah.
definitely A-list. But there are
Okay.
other people.
No,
Anyways,
I got it. I understood.
moving.
But no, no, I did not meet those people though.
Did you meet our main man Nav Bhatia?
Nav Bhatia I did meet, and I'm not sure if he recognized me, but he did say hi. So I'm gonna take
Okay.
it that he's a really polite guy.
Yes. I mean, how can he forget
Yes,
you?
I mean he did. So we have to figure out. Next time when he comes, I'll ask him, "How could you forget me?" It's like, "Who are you again?" Man, this is me.
This is you. Speaking of Nav Bhatia, we
Yes.
are going to play. The next thing is their is his
Definitely.
yeah.
So, yeah, audience, our next interview is going to be. I mean, it's the chat we had with Nav Bhatia before, like just I think like couple of weeks before the NBA India games. It is a little bit late, but you should really check out this interview if you want to hear something on the pod that he has not mentioned anywhere else in the world. Isn't that right, Vineet?
Yes, I googled this stuff, and there was
Uh,
only one mention of this story on on some very obscure website. So we, obviously, as you know, we are one of the best interviewers and
that is
podcasters in
true.
the world in NBA. So we were able
Also
to
true.
get out all these like really cool stories from
Uh,
Nav Bhatia that he shared with us, and you should definitely listen to the pod.
Definitely. So we are going to play that interview next. Please listen to the end because that reveal, like I wish it was clickbaity purpose, but really that reveal comes at the end of the interview. So please check it out. Now on to that interview. Boom.
Yes.
Welcome to the one and only Ball is Babe NBA podcast with Ashwin and Vineet. Vineet is not here, but we've got a very special guest with us. If you've seen the NBA Finals, you would recognize him from that year and from the 24 years prior. The biggest fan of the Raptors in the world, super fan Nav Bhatia. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much to be on your show.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you.
You've been in India for a while now. Can you just tell us how this has been?
In 24 years?
In 21st, this is not the first time.
Well, the 24 years has been a very amazing journey for me. I was a cricket fan when I went to Canada from India. But then in '95, when the Raptors came to Toronto, I bought 2 tickets and I fell in love with the game of basketball. And I just since then, I've never missed a game. I've never been late for the Raptors game, and I've never left a game early. And they're like 1,100 games in a row, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a record in the NBA.
In the world also. Right?
Well, NBA is the NBA.
NBA
The world is the world. Yeah.
Okay. We've heard a lot about you. There was this Twitter thread where I think it was
Milwaukee.
Yes. No, this Twitter thread where they said, like, let me introduce this fan. Like, everyone thinks that Drake is the biggest NBA.
Oh, that's right. That was a different thread. Yes.
So there were some things in there, and like, you should not trust anything you read on there. So I just want to, like, make sure that all that we've heard is correct. So you like you mentioned, you've never missed a single Raptors game in the 24 years that they've been in Toronto. Is that true? That is true. Okay. You've sold 127 cars in 90 days, and that's a record that stands to this.
Yeah, that's when I first arrived in Canada. People, I had a tough time in finding a job, and people were making fun of the turban and beard. So finally, I got a job, and the very first day when I went to the job, all the white salespeople were making fun of me. And this is in 1984. It won't happen in this day and age, but it happened in '84 because there were not too many Sikhs at the time. So. And I was one of the first South Asian and a Sikh to work in the car industry in Canada. So when I went there, so they started making fun and calling me names. And so I didn't get upset. I just, said I'm going to put with God's grace and with my hard work and my energy, I sold 127 cars in 90 days in 3 months. And there was a record then. It still is a record.
Yeah. How did you manage to do that? What are these sales techniques of yours?
No, I didn't have sales. The only sales technique is to treat people like you want to be treated yourself. That's all.
You've done a mechanical engineering.
I'm a mechanical engineer by education. Yes.
But that you went to.
I didn't get a job for that, so I went into car sales.
Yes. Mechanical engineers not getting job. That is still a reality in today's world.
Yeah.
Okay. I think they said that you spent $300,000 of your own money to send kids from immigrant families to basketball.
Yeah, I do that. I spend a lot of money initially. A lot of money. It's not 300, but it's a lot of money which I used to spend on the kids. I still do that, but now there's not too many tickets available with the Raptors game because they're sold out. They're sold out, so there's no tickets available.
There's no tickets available.
So if they're available, I'll send them. Yes.
And like this, I think personally is the biggest myth. Are you really 67 years old?
Yes, I am.
You don't look a day over.
67, going on, and actually I'm running the 68 now.
68.
Yes.
You don't.
My birthday was on July the 9th.
Okay.
So just last month. So now I'm 67 and 1 month.
Okay. Now let's get to your Raptors fan. I mean, I think everything good thing that has happened to you, like it's since you started following. You said that you bought 2 tickets, and from there, this great journey has begun. How did this fandom? I mean, if you could just talk a little bit more.
Well, you know what? I bought 2 tickets. I used to make the most noise, and I used to tease the players. I used to pick on the players, opposing team. And but in a good way, not in a negative or bad way. I'll just say, and I guess everybody noticed that I was always on time, before time, and I always stayed even till the end. When they were losing by 20, 30 points, I was still there. If there was only 6,000 people sitting there, I was still there. And because people only go when the team is winning, otherwise they don't. They are on a bandwagon.
Yeah.
They are supporting when you're winning, they're with you. When you're losing, nobody's with you. That's a reality in your life also.
Yeah.
So one day the general manager of the Raptors and the vice president, Mr. Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer. And he's a legend. And he called me and said that he gave me a jersey, and it said that you are the super fan of Raptors, and I became the face of the team.
This is when Isaiah Thomas was there.
Isaiah Thomas was there, yes.
And
I was on the top of the world. I was on the top of the world, and then one thing to the other things led, Then in 99, somebody, I went to fix my phone, and the guy a white guy was talking to his wife on the phone, and he said, "Oh, honey, my car is here. My cab is here." So he thought I was a cab driver, because 80% of the cab drivers in Toronto are Sikhs with turban. And, I believe in the dignity of labor. So I was a little bit upset about it, but I didn't show him I didn't argue with him. So I just went to Raptors and bought a lot of tickets for the kids, and we started celebrating our Bisakhi at the Sikhs New Year on the basketball court. And that's how it started.
That's how the journey of the superfan
started.
So how has the 24 years of Toronto basketball been for you? I mean, there have been ups. The ups have been.
There have been a lot of downs than ups. More downs than ups. Yes.
But like a true fan, you've stuck through.
I'm always there, man. I'm always there. That's my family.
What is it for you?
Huh?
What is this fuel that you've got?
We are Sikhs. Sikhs are very loyal people. They're the most loyal people on this earth. We don't leave anybody. Once we hold you, we are with you. And that's what we are. So that's how I didn't leave them. I supported them 100% all the time. And here God rewarded us with the championship now. And that's why I'm sitting here now.
I think you would have been here even without it, but definitely it did help. Let's go back to last season. As in this point last season, the Masai Ujiri traded out DeMar DeRozan.
Yes, sir.
Like, I don't think anybody would have thought that would be the case. I had to do it. Jakob Poeltl also left, but DeRozan, I mean, somebody who's been there, and you don't really see that kind of a cutthroat thing. But they had a chance to get Kawhi, went and got him. What did you think would have happened? I mean, in retrospect, but at that point in time, like last year at this point in time, Kawhi had just come in. And did you think about how he left his previous organization, how that little thing soured up with the Spurs, who are legendarily known as one of the best franchises? And
the coach is one of the best coach ever.
Definitely.
He's the best coach on this earth.
Yes. But when Kawhi comes here, do you think that this could work? Or
it was I thought that it could, work, because Kawhi is one of the, top players in the league, and he's the best two-way player. And it's good. And, not that DeMar is not a great player. DeMar is a great player also. But the circumstances were different. LeBron moved to the West Coast. So the equation changes, because who beat us all this time? LeBron James, right? His team, not LeBron, but LeBron and his team beat us. No, it was different altogether. So East was weak a little bit, but Philadelphia was good. Milwaukee was very good. So I think, and I think that all the things were going our way. Even in the 7th game in Philadelphia, look at that. You saw that game. You saw what are the chances of that ball going 1, 2, 3, 4, ball goes in. This is God's grace. It's God's blessings.
This run really, we talked about in the podcast. This run really felt like the 2011 Mavericks run, where it's a team of, you're not sure what it is. You have one absolutely transcendent player who's doing crazy things, who's just doing things that you like. Nowitzki. Yeah. In 2011, Nowitzki was doing everything that he could. He swept the Lakers. He beat he beat everyone. And then LeBron in the finals. And this team also, I don't think Milwaukee was the favorite, because they
look, we've lost both the team games, and everybody was writing us off.
When it was 0-2, I was like, this is very difficult because Milwaukee had the hand on the thing, and then
And look at their
and
team.
then
Their team
they
was
put-
amazing. I got to tell you,
they put
Lopez, their big guy, is like a brother to me.
okay.
My little brother. And I tell you one thing: nobody gave us a chance, but you know what? We came up. And when Fleet started playing, he had a lousy.
on Giannis.
Yeah, and then how about your guy also, Marc Gasol? He played so smart. He has a good IQ.
He's a very smart player.
Very smart player.
So when Marc Gasol also came to the team, I was like, okay, see, now you have all the young players and like Lowry.
It's not that Jonas was not a good player. Jonas is a good upcoming player.
But I think
everything.
level.
But I think everything started, coming together.
Yeah, and Gasol is a great.
Look at that Philadelphia game, and then the game 6 in Golden State. It was only a differential of 1 point. How about those Winfrey shooting the 3-pointers? Did you see his shot going like this?
Just hit the roof. I think it hit the backboard. It was written.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. God had a lot to play. We were lucky. We were good. And team was good. The coaching was good. Everything. Who would thought that Draymond Green would call a timeout when they don't have a timeout?
Yeah. I mean,
if that game if that series would have gone to game number 7, who knows what would have happened? Yeah. And then Thompson gets hurt.
Durant gets hurt.
Clay gets hurt. Not Durant. Durant got hurt in the previous game, but Clay gets hurt.
Yeah.
So God had a big role also to play.
Clay was on fire also.
He was on fire in that game.
Little scare. That game 6 Clay was.
Hey, I was there on the coach side.
Always. This is a question that people keep referring to because of all these, like you mentioned, the injuries. That the Raptors championship comes with an asterisk, like a little star. I mean, I say that is
asterisk.
Exactly. I mean, it's
There's no asterisk in the championship. It has happened in the past also. There's no asterisk. What was the asterisk? Laurie was playing with a injured thumb also.
A broken
thumb. So there's no asterisk. But people can say what they want to say. We're still the champions.
Yes, you can't change that. So for me personally, I mean, I knew that Kawhi is a champ. He's a Finals MVP. He is a champ. He's got the pedigree. But for me, most exciting player to watch was Fred VanVleet.
I agree with you.
That he should have got MVP just because
for that game, no, but
for the series, he's like when they wanted it, they gave it to VanVleet, and VanVleet like, okay, let me just show you what to do and to. So you have lunch.
Lunch बहुत बढ़िया. सब कुछ ठीक है. मुझे बास्केटबॉल की बात करता हूँ ना तो मुझे लंच डिनर की जरूरत नहीं होती.
So the fan question basically is, I mean, I think you've answered it, but shout out to Lekar Gaonkar for asking this question. And so how have you remained a fan apart from like Six being loyal, even when I mean, you had Hakeem Olajuwon in his oldest time for 1 year in Toronto, so it was not really like the greatest franchisee being. I mean, Isaiah Thomas, even though he made you super fan, he's been called a really not the greatest stuff. I'm being very polite here.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. You can say whatever for him. For me, he was amazing. He made me, and at that time, he just made me the super fan. It was his and the Raptors' decision to do that. And
So because you said like a lot of fans are bandwagons, right? They jump to the Warriors when they see Warriors get to Durant. They jump to the Clippers when they see Paul George and Kawhi getting there. So what has fueled your passion for the Raptors, regardless of the fact that the team has done more bad, and it's been really like a bad team for a while, and then it's a slow building process. Like it is,
and we are still lucky. There are 24 years.
24 years.
Champions. Yeah. There is only 9 champions in the league. We are one of them. So it's an amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And this is very. I mean, I don't think anybody thought that they would get to this far. I mean,
I don't think so.
It was,
I don't think we were favored.
To the final. They could get to the finals if they
will be beaten by
Warriors.
Yeah, Warriors. Yeah. On the paper, that's what it said. Yeah, it looked like. But even with Milwaukee losing the first 2 games, all the media, everybody, all the gurus, all the experts, they just wrote us off.
Yeah. That's true, but some very smart decisions by Nick Nurse. I think Nick Nurse also deserves a lot of praise for the adjustments that he's made in that game.
He's a very good coach. Yeah. Yes,
he didn't let if something went bad. I mean, I think you guys lost the first game to Orlando also, which was a little flukish, but but still,
at our home.
at home. On the last second shot.
Yeah.
So
that's good. They woke us up.
Exactly. I think that's what that game did. We have one more question. Your all-time craziest encounter that you had with an NBA player. I mean, NBA players are known to be like little too huge for the normal people.
Yeah, craziest encounter. Well, it has been a while back. It was actually at, I think in 98, one of the point guard for, I think New Jersey Nets. I can't remember his name right now, but he snatched away the ball from me and scratched me during the process.
Okay.
On my nose. And I told him that after the game, I said, either you say sorry if you did it by, makes mistake. And if you do some mistake, if I touch you like this, I say, or if I'm doing like this, or I'm talking to you, or I take something, and if you snatch, you just say, oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
But he didn't say that. So I was a little upset with that. I said, look, I'm going to, either you say sorry or I'm going to take you to court. And I did actually take him to court. And finally, he did apologize.
Figure out who that guy is.
Yeah, you can figure out. I think it was in, I'll give you the name later on. You can, I'm forgetting the name. It was a young, Sherman Douglas.
Okay.
You know Sherman Douglas?
Yeah.
He was a very aggressive player.
Okay.
So Sherman Douglas was the one who did that. And then he finally, he got retired, and I kept on suing him because I told him I'm going to sue him for $1 million, and the $1 million will go to the sick kids hospital. I don't need a penny, but I'm going to make sure. Anyway, he settled, and he came to apologize me. And he apologized, and it was a national TV apology. And he sat in front of the camera. And then the case was done. Yeah, to me, he was either you say sorry, if you done it by if it was an accident, just say sorry. But if you did it purposely, then I got to do something. You cannot get away with that.
Okay. One last question about the NBA India games. The reason that you're here.
Here for India, yes.
I mean, we are excited. Our fans are excited. Everybody is excited for the NBA India games. Like, we're gonna see actual NBA players playing. And
these two teams are amazing teams. They're young people. Indiana Pacers and the Sacramento Kings. My boy Corey Joseph is there. You're going to have a lot of good kids in that game. Barnes is there, and then Fox is there. Yeah. You have a lot of good boys in that. And same thing in Indiana. You have Miles Turner there. You have Sabonis is there. You have T.J. McDonald is there. So you're going to have it's going to be an exciting game.
But
I'm really excited for that.
So what we'd like to tell us, our fans, why they come and,
Not advice, just come, and you're going to be for a surprise. It's going to be just three things: entertainment, and entertainment. That's it. It's going to be, and you are going to get addicted to this game. And if you can see it in the arena for one reason or the other, or people who are in Delhi or anywhere else, they cannot watch it. They cannot be there in Mumbai. Make sure you watch it on TV. It's going to be on Sony 10-1. It's going to be on Sony television. And at 7 p.m. So on October 4th and 5th, make sure you have no plans. It's plans to be either in the arena or right in the front of the television.
Definitely.
You will thank me for it, because you are going to get addicted. You are going to fall in love with this game just like I did 24 years. It happened to me 24 years ago, I mean.
Okay. All right then.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please catch us. This is the whole episode. Catch us again for future episodes. We'll be there for the NBA India games.
I'll see you there.
Definitely.
I'll see you there. And what team are you going to cheer on?
I always cheer for the Oklahoma City Thunder. But for this game, I'll cheer the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, so that's why, OKC, my boy plays for you, Patrick Patterson.
Yes.
He's my boy. He's in India right now. He's in Toronto getting married.
He's in Toronto getting married.
Toronto getting married right now.
Patrick Patterson is a very...
He's my little brother. Yeah.
All right, then. Catch you guys for the next episode. Please stay tuned.
So that was our interview with Nav Bhatia. We're not going to
like we really thought about putting all our interviews on this podcast, but I mean it just like stretched it out to a little bit. I mean because we are really 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 excited for the future. I mean the NBA India games, even though it was magnificent, it's kind of like past. So we want to
It is
look at
the
the future.
past.
It
And
is the
be
past.
and Ball is Bay is always about the future.
Yes, it's about love and future.
Yes.
Future is our term for this year. Last year was
Yes.
love. This year is future.
Yes. Last
Yeah.
year was love.
So, and I mean, the NBA season is going to start in a couple of days. As in, by the time the pod is out, it would have probably just started. We are planning to release it on the day of the NBA like opening tip-off day. But yes, Vineet,
Yes, sir.
we've been through a tumultuous off season.
Off season for which we didn't have a single pod to like.
We did have one.
We did have one.
Not for we did have one for the trades that we made, those special trades.
Right. Oh, I remember we did one for the Kawhi and the Russell
Yeah.
Westbrook ones.
Yeah, the Russell.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
those
so
things.
we did do some pods in the off season.
We did. We
Look
were
at
not
this.
that lazy.
We are not that lazy. Okay, that's good. That's good.
That's good. That's good.
Uh,
Suddenly your face is lit up because
Yes,
you
now
realize we're not as unproductive as you thought we were.
I really thought we didn't do any podcast after after the NBA finals. We're like, done. The season is over.
Done. That's it.
We're going
We're
fishing.
like Shaq.
I'm just going to see you in the
Yeah.
stadium. First day of the game.
You see, just don't forget the way to the stadium. Yeah, so I mean, I think a lot of people would have forgotten the way to the stadiums because they moved. A lot of people have moved on to different places.
Yeah.
New Orleans is now supposed to be the reincarnation of the supposed Lakers. Like all those Laker boys have been shipped off there.
Yeah,
They've
but
got
Zion just got injured yesterday.
Yeah, I think
Yesterday.
it's a meniscus tear. They said.
Yeah, something like that.
So
I don't,
we
why are people getting more and more injured? I think it's because of the pace of the game. Like it's just because now there's very little you can do defensively. People just like run around and try to like get stupid baskets, and it's just like you're injuring yourself. Like there's so many injuries happening these days.
Yeah,
Crazy.
they should do some sort of correlation between what could be a significant factor in causing these injuries.
I just think it's
Because I
just
think the league does keep an eye on it.
I think it's just the pace
And
has
like I was
increased,
saying, I think that rust is showing up in these conversations when we keep politely pausing for each other and then restarting at the same time. So that little rust is factor is still there. It's good to know we are still human. We need
Still human. We are not like some
Still
robotic
human, yeah.
podcasters, if you know what I mean.
Also, we are not perfect, so we are far from perfect. That is also what is at stake here, and just like that, we will. I mean, it'll get better.
Stop
It'll get
rambling, bro.
better. Okay, all right. Back to earth.
Back to it. So
Yes. So, like I was saying, New Orleans, one of those destinations. A lot of teams in the West now have a legitimate claim. I saw the Mavericks preseason game against the Thunder. My God, this Kristaps and Luka Doncic pairing looks like really like something.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to start off with you with that because you don't have much Spurs thing to say, even
Nothing.
though Deontay Murray is back. But I think your little Dallas Mavericks love affair. Let me explore that a little bit.
Yes. It's I think they're going to win the championship now. I don't think they're going to win the championship, but I definitely think that pair, if they are like really healthy, it is literally an unbeatable pair. It is
Yeah,
literally
I mean,
it is as good as a pair of the Golden State
Kobe
Warriors.
and Shaq.
No. Kobe and Shaq were
No.
like too dominant, right? But I think
Okay,
like the best pairing of offensive threats that I have ever seen is Steph, KD, and Clay.
Okay.
Steph and KD doing the pick and roll, and like on that side, Clay standing for the three is just like I don't know how any team can guard those three people, right? And I feel like Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis can be that threat. Not this year, but in a couple of years, they can be as good as that.
I mean, I was watching Kristaps just move, and the
He's-
way he's moving, it's like an even taller Kevin Durant, which
Yeah.
is what I think is unfair. Yeah,
and it's crazy. And Luka is, oh my God, like he's out of the world, man. Like His vision, IQ, he's the way he paces his game. He's got balls that are just like massive, where he'll just take the game winning shot. And he's already like won so many accolades that he's not afraid of the limelight. He's just like, yeah, I was the MVP at 19. Like, okay, let's go. So I think they are still one piece short of being like a championship team. And
You think so?
yeah, I think they're one piece short. I mean, obviously they're very young, so I don't think they're going to go and like create any ripples this year, because the West is the West. You have
Come on, man. I was going to nominate them for the dark horse this year.
Who are they
Like,
going?
for them to
I don't see
easily
any
win like 55
team
games.
that they are going to like comprehensively beat. Like they're not beating the Houston Rockets. They're not beating Lakers. They're not beating
Warriors?
Yeah, Warriors is gone.
Okay.
Warriors is not in the top six teams, unless Steph Curry plays out of his mind, which he will.
Which I think he will.
Which I think will, because he's got the green light. Like, who is he going to pass to? Draymond Green? No, I'm sorry. I mean, Steph Curry is going to Steph this time. He's probably going to beat James Harden.
Harden for scoring.
I just think he's going to be like, you know what? I've been playing this this team ball for like too long. That's it. There's no team. There's just me now. Let's go. He's going to be Kobe Bryant for the season, and I'm all for it. So the West is loaded, man. You have Lakers, Clippers, Rockets, Nuggets, Blazers, and the Jazz, right? So you have the top six are like cemented. Okay. So the only people that could really drop off from those two are the Nuggets and the Jazz. Right. So
I think the Jazz more than Nuggets, but
yeah. But
it's just
I'm very, very bullish on Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell and that whole like team philosophy thing. They play really well.
Your favorite Mike Conley is there also.
Mike Conley is also there now, and then they had that other guy. I forget his name, but I really like him.
Joe Ingles.
Joe Ingles. Very smart. Like, it's a very high IQ kind of team. So I really don't expect them to drop off. And even last season, they were like the best performing team after like 20 games. Like, they performed the best. So I don't think that would be a problem. I think Nuggets could drop off because I think Jamal Murray is a little overrated at this point, and he got his big fucking fat contract. And like this year, it's going to be a real tussle because Nikola Jokic is the best player on the team, but Jamal Murray is making more money. So there could be some ego clashes. I don't think from Jokic's side, but I think Jamal Murray is like, yeah, you know what, I'm the highest player, I should get the ball more. Whereas that's not really true. Jokic is like twice or thrice better player than you. So
Jokic is also probably thrice his his weight. Did you see that he got fat in the offseason?
Yeah, got very fat in the offseason.
But
I don't think it really matters to Jokic. He's a chill dude. So these are the two teams that can really drop off, and the Mavericks can make like can take one of those spots. But then you have the Spurs, and then you have the Warriors. I still think that Steph Curry can push his team into
fifth place. I think, I mean, I don't think they'll have home court. As in, what I mean by that is, fine. Let's not look for look too far into the future.
Yeah.
This is just a fun. This is just like
my pick for even like probably the championship is the Philadelphia Sixers.
Are you serious? You don't think the Lakers have it all? I thought the Lakers are the prohibitive favorites, and then you have the Clippers, 76ers maybe after that.
So
the 76ers did lose
the reason I had the 76ers is for two reasons. One is they won't have the kind of crazy regular season that either the Lakers or the Clippers are going to have. So by the time playoffs comes, till they reach the last round, the 76ers are just like steamrolling everybody. Right? Their top five are Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Al Horford, Tobias Harris, and Josh Richardson. I
It's
mean,
not bad.
it's a crazy. I mean, that's a very, very, very good
You mean a 3
five.
point specialist, Ben Simmons?
Yes, 3 point specialist. It's true. Almost a Steph Curry.
Yeah, I mean,
Almost
better
Steph
than
Curry.
he's like 1 out of 1.
Yeah. So I feel, like the Philadelphia Sixers will be like super fresh. Uh, they'll they have a shot. Like I feel like Lakers are number one A, and then Philadelphia 1B. The Clippers are
Okay.
2A, or two,
And the
I would say.
Rockets are 2B.
Yeah, not 2B. I would say Rockets are 3. The
I
Clippers
think
are
the Rockets
the
have
Clippers
have
are
the.
the Clippers are 2A just because Paul George is injured.
But I thought he was returning for like after the
But
first
you don't know, right? Like you
week
don't know
or
how
something.
he's going to come back. You don't know how he's going to be. It's going to take him a while. Blah blah blah. So you
Okay.
don't know how he's going to be. So that's why he's 2. Otherwise, I feel like Lakers and the Clippers are very
I mean,
evenly
see,
matched.
since you mentioned the Paul George thing, I thought that last year the Clippers did really well because they didn't have a superstar in the team.
Yeah.
Like everybody just looked out for everybody else. That's how Montrezl Harrell got so much numbers. That's how this Lou Williams got a lot of numbers. Patrick Beverley, though couldn't care less. He'll just go and be all honey badger on everyone. But now they have two superstars, not one, like two ball hogging superstars. I mean, Leonard is great. Like we're not talking anything about that. And Paul George is good. He's not proved himself to be anything more than a numbers guy. But of
But he can
course,
get numbers.
he can get numbers.
Like
He
defensively,
doesn't
that
have
team is
to.
very good.
Oh, that imagine like you have Kawhi. You switch, then you get Paul George, very long limber guy, and you switch. Maybe you get a Patrick Beverley or someone
Montrezl
big
Harrell.
like Montrezl Harrell. Yeah, I mean, is his name Montrezl Harrell? No, that guy. Yeah, the Montrezl Harrell, right?
Yeah,
Was
Montrezl
their
Harrell.
center.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Demaric Carroll is the
They're
other
all
guy. I know who you're.
no, not Demaric Carroll.
He's
No,
in
no,
the
I'm not.
Spurs.
I was not thinking about him. I was thinking about someone else.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
okay.
okay. So that's a good defensive team, but I don't think they will do as well as everyone expects them to do. I still think the Lakers are the prohibitive favorites.
Yeah, I mean
The Rockets
Lakers.
after
Yeah,
that.
Lakers are very. I mean, the player that I'm most excited to see in the Lakers is Dwight Howard. No, I'm serious.
Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought?
This
Who
is
would have
not a
thought
joke. This is
2009
not a
May that
joke. This is not a joke.
ah
I there used to be a time where Dwight Howard was the best player in the league that had
yeah, he was better than
that had
LeBron. Yeah,
LeBron
at one
James.
point in time.
All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So and Kobe Bryant. Okay.
Ah,
Kobe Bryant peak was when, in 2008, 2009, where, Dwight Howard was the best player in the league.
yeah,
Right?
definitely,
He had a
definitely.
bad run. He had a bad attitude,
Injuries. Yeah.
injuries and all that stuff. But imagine a person of that caliber being in a team where he is the third best player on the team. Like he is going to have free shots, free reign. He's going to defend like crazy. And if the last 5 of the LA Lakers is LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Dwight Howard
Kyle Kuzma.
and Kyle
Uh-huh.
Kuzma, and I don't know whoever I would say like
They
maybe
have Rondo.
KPC,
He's also a smart guy. Yeah. KCP.
KCP, maybe you can get him. So that's a great last 5. That's a because I always don't care about the first 5. Like first 5 you can throw anybody, but it's always in the last 8 minutes like who you play. And these 5 people are just like if you guard LeBron and AD, Dwight Howard will kill you. He will.
But I was watching the Lakers preseason also. I think it was against the Warriors and all. He didn't seem to have that lift in his legs that he when he used to dunk, like when he used to get the off the pick and roll, when he used to get the lob, he used to jump out of his pants, which he did. But
Yeah.
he used to jump really like I didn't see that same lift. Maybe I was just watching maybe he wasn't really completely in that flow.
Yeah.
And obviously he's not 2009 Dwight, so should
Yeah,
not
it's 10
expect
years
that.
older. Yeah.
He's 10 years older. That's like 1/3 of your life in NBA career.
Yeah.
Not even that much, like more than half your life.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with the fact that Dwight Howard will be there, but who would have imagined in 2009 that Dwight Howard and LeBron James will play together? So
Crazy.
yeah, crazy things
Yeah.
can happen. Yeah,
And that
yeah.
you want to say something?
No, go for it.
Oh my God, we're so rusty.
It's okay. Like we will, it'll get better. It'll get better.
It'll get better.
Anyway, so I mean, now that your monologue is over, I'm gonna go on with mine. Like about the Rockets. I saw the preseason games.
Nobody
Nothing
gives a
very.
shit about Rockets.
What are you saying? The Rockets are gonna be that crazy team. Now they've got Russ instead of an old.
That is true. I'm very excited to see the
CP3.
Rockets. Yeah, that's true. I am excited to see Russ, and because I think people are like sleeping on them a little bit.
I think they're giving them. They're going to be of the view that this is a nice regular season team, but not a great playoff team. But I think that is where Russ's influence will shine out most. Like he's going to get his, and he's going to help everyone get theirs. Clint Capella will have I think, will have an even more stellar year because now they've got like two of those things. But what I'm saying is, Russ is a definite improvement over CP3, especially with respect to the playoffs. But since the playoffs are really far away, I'm gonna say they're gonna easily win a lot of games. Probably be second or third. I think this season would be pretty disastrous if they don't at least take third seed in the West. At least.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah, it should be possible. Utah Jazz, though, I really do also like the Utah Jazz. I mean, we're kind of going all over the place, but the Jazz is also a nice team, and we haven't had such a team which is like a Memphis Grizzlies but on offense, like a really smart team but on offense.
Yeah.
So
and young, very young.
We have to see. Very young. We just have to see whether they can match up the pace of the game. Like, can they stay with the pace of the league? The league is just going at a high pace.
Yeah.
Can they stay on with that? But with Rudy Gobert on defense and having Donovan Mitchell, having Mike Conley, I think they should also be able to do pretty well for them. They should definitely be able to do well in this season.
Yes. So are you confirmed, before we go forward, are you confirmed OKC Ditcher and Houston Rockets?
No. I had a lot of time to think about it. I think I've anyway grown up supporting teams which have been losing for a while, and I do like it's not that I hate the Thunder team right now. It's bad, but they're not going to do anything because I saw that game against the Mavericks and the first possession was an Adams 3-pointer. So the season is going to be one of those kind of seasons. If Adams is going to be scoring your first 3-pointer, something is happening. I've heard reports of them trading CP3, and I think CP3, he's a good player, man. Like it's not that he's a bum or something.
He's a very good player, man. Very good.
He's a very good player. People keep, and this not Giuliani. What's his name? Daniel Gallinari. Gallinari is a former favorite of yours. This Shia Gilgeous Alex. That dude is also pretty fine, and they're going to be the LA Clippers of this season. I think they're going to overachieve purely because nobody in that team now has like a need to prove something. They need the need is to win as a team, not get your own numbers or not get like these crazy ass things or anything. So I think I'm very confident that they can get the 9th seed at least.
9th seed. All right, if you say so.
Yeah, I mean, people expect them to be in the lottery and all. I don't think so. I think this is a pretty good team, but because they are playing in the West, I think.
Yeah, the West is always complicated.
I mean, especially this year, it's gotten like extra complicated. All the people have moved on to the West. So, Adam Silver, if you're listening, we had made this request last time also, but please remove these conferences. Let's just have the best 16 teams play against each other. We'll pay for the flight tickets. It's not going to be that. We're making a lot of money. Yeah. Come on.
It's true.
Or are they though? Are they going to be making a lot of money?
Oh, we should. Do you want to discuss the China thing this time or next week?
Definitely. I think we should discuss. By next week, I think China would have said bye-bye NBA.
I don't think they're
not
going to
really,
say.
But
I don't. I think we should keep it for next week.
Okay, we can keep it. I mean, at least we can talk about LeBron's involvement in it. China and all. Anyway, nobody's listening to us in China, so we can.
Man. That's what LeBron is.
Yeah, I mean, so that's what. Like, I'm trying to think about it this way. That when he spoke up against Donald Trump or against Donald Trump's racist attitude or against police brutality or things like that, which is cool to talk about because in America has given you the freedom to talk about those things, right? And that is what. America has basically made you the person that you are. Like India?
Yeah, I mean, like India is also like very progressive. Like you can say whatever you want. People are always
I don't think so. You can say anything you want as long as it's against the Congress party. I don't think you can speak anything against the ruling BJP party.
what? People are always saying shit about Modi. Always.
No, I mean, as long as it's a comedy thing, I think they'll let you go. But if you speak a little thing and all, they come on, man. Like,
Have you been on Twitter? Have you seen anti-BJP Twitter?
see, that is just on Twitter. Like, if you try to
Daryl
make a
Morey thing was
difference,
on
see
Twitter.
now, no. There's a difference. Like in India, nobody takes Twitter very seriously. I don't even understand why the Chinese took it so seriously, though. That's what I don't understand.
Because
They don't have a Twitter in China, and like it's sort of that Streisand effect where you talk about something and you're just giving it publicity. If they just shut up, then nobody would have said anything.
well, I feel like
But
it's because of the Houston Rockets thing, right? Houston Rockets is probably like the top team in
the
after the
yeah
Lakers. Yeah,
the
so
definitely. Yeah, so you think it's because of that, but I didn't understand LeBron's position also. As in,
LeBron's position is I don't know this topic very well, which is true, and I shouldn't like I have the
but I
feeling
think I think his initial statement was that this Daryl Morey was not educated about this incident, so maybe he should have not talked about it.
yeah.
But I mean, I can understand it coming from a point where he should not talk about it. But why should the league vilify a person for expressing their personal opinion about like a democratic movement somewhere? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's yeah. See, it's about money, right? I mean, when money comes in play, like everyone's like not very open about it, and
okay,
I,
let's
I
not. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's just LeBron is a pussy. I think he had to have a better stance. Like, I'm not saying he should go and say China is wrong, Hong Kong is right. I don't think he has to say that because he doesn't understand it. No one expects him to be fully educated and fully involved in that situation and fully representative of what the situation is. But I feel like he should have taken a stand on freedom of speech. He should have taken a stand with Daryl Morey, uh, not with China or Hong Kong, but it's like I support Daryl Morey's, freedom of speech and whatever he wants to say. But he completely sort of distances himself from someone, in the
From even
NBA.
making a comment, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that reflects poorly on him. But having said that, it's his opinion, and he doesn't want to be involved in it. And I think he played it correctly for himself. He'll still have a shoe deal in China. He'll still make a lot of money. This thing is going to blow off, blow away in like once the regular season starts. No one's going to worry about it. I think if he made a more stronger statement, it would have been more. It would have, you know,
It
it
would
would have
have
got
boiled over.
it would have boiled over too much. So I think,
Yeah.
retrospect, his decision was the right decision. And yeah, I have nothing against what he said, but would I have said the same thing? No. But
Would you have said
am I LeBron James? No.
no? Okay, fair enough. I mean, none of us are LeBron James, or we wouldn't be sitting in our homes recording this
Yes.
with babies crying outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the Indian effect.
But that's the difference. I'm so sorry, Mr. East German. Where are you? In East Germany or West Germany?
I am in West Germany. No.
West Germany.
Yeah, West Germany.
Are you in little poor Germany or rich Germany?
There's nothing like that. Germany is
fair
rich.
enough.
In general.
Anyways,
Yeah, it's very rich.
well, maybe I should go to Germany. Maybe
Yes.
that'll where we'll host our first international podcast.
Yes, you should. Should
Okay.
take a ticket.
Okay.
Come here.
Yeah, that's where the obstacle begins then. Anyway, so I think this was a pretty cool first episode.
Yes.
We forgot to speak over each other a lot, which just means that we are still getting used to coming back on air. We'll correct all our mistakes, rectify all of them. We'll be back with a new episode in a week. Please share our episode with your basketball WhatsApp groups, with your basketball Telegram groups, or whatever groups you listen to in China. I don't know if we'll be published there.
It will be.
Let us know. I mean, if you want us to distribute some Ball is Bay merchandise, or if you want us to,
If you want to buy some Ball is Bay merchandise.
yeah, obviously that's what you mean, because nothing is for free, son. We are not LeBron James to,
Even he doesn't give his
giving out
merch
free
for free.
stuff.
You have to buy LeBron James merch.
Just like that. Okay, all right then, Vineet. Please say goodbye to our lovely audience. We are gonna see you all next week. But thanks again for joining us next week.
Yes.
Of course, next week. But thanks again. We are extremely excited for the start of the NBA season. Let us know in the comments what you feel is, what do you feel about the NBA season starting again? Like, again, waking up at 4:30. Waking up at 4:30 and then going back to sleep after the games. All right then.
All right.
Cheers.
Sounds good.
Say bye, Vineet.
Bye, everybody.